Greetings viewers, this is Monto Maverick coming to another video. Today we are going to continue on with the review for the Figure Standard Amplified Blue Eyes White Dragon. In this video I'm going to fully assemble this kit and along with showing more of the review in terms of articulation, the good, the bad, everything else in between, and if this is a kit worth getting. So without further ado, let's get started. And here we have the fully assembled Blue Eyes White Dragon. And first thing that comes whenever I see this kit is of course the wingspan. The wingspan really sticks out for this kit. And I knew it was going to be big, but wow. This is actually pretty nice. I actually like the way the wingspan is here. But aside from that, as stated in the previous parts video, there's a lot of spikes on this kit. A whole lot from the tail to the chest, but only a little bit in the limbs, the arms and the legs. But other than that, this is very spiky. But I must admit that this look has more look of there's another card that's Blue Eyes White Dragon related. I believe it's called the alternative Blue Eyes White Dragon, which is a much more spikier version of the Blue Eyes White Dragon, which of course this one to me is a spitting image of that. But still though, I must admit this actually looks pretty nice from a visual perspective. I'm kind of glad I did not use a pearl or even a base white color. This is more like a very light gray bluish. I believe there's a gray and blue tint to this white color, but I'm glad to use this one. It makes it stand out and it's very glossy, so I'm kind of glad that there's a light right above, so it has a nice shine to it. But yes, like I said, this actually looks pretty nice, pretty outstanding. And I was very intrigued about the clear parts and certain spikes. Some are like right here behind the legs, part of the body, behind this part of the legs, the elbow, and even the shoulders, top of the wings, and of course the side of the face. But those translucent parts, I kind of like it. I dig it. It's a very nice touch to it. But yeah, I must admit, again, looking at this fully assembled, pretty nice. And now that this kit is fully assembled, let's test out the articulation. So, for starters, we're going to use move the head. So it can move up just a little bit and move down pretty nice, and there is a slight neck curve there. The neck itself, as I stated in the parts video, there's a wire in it. So the head can swivel a little bit to left and right, but ever so much. And it can also move the mouth. And the tongue can move as well. And the head can swivel on its own joint, like so. Next is the arms. Nice elbow joint. Hands can rotate. That's what swivel there. So arm bend and fully extended. The shoulders can only go so much. You can go all the way back, but it can't go much because this spike is in the way and so is the wing. But the arms can extend out. So there is a small articulation point in the waist So it can go up and down and swivel to the left and right just a little bit. The legs can move back and can move forward. There's a nice knee bend. It can extend out. The hind leg here can extend out just a little bit and extend closer. And the feet has that ankle joint. That's about it there. The wings can move down like so. They can rotate all around. There's a small joint here, so the wings can move there and move back ever so slightly. Now, stated in the parts video, there's not much articulation throughout here, so that's about it for the wings. And lastly, the tail. It can move all the way down, all the way up. Can move ever so slightly left and right because of that wire I mentioned. And that's about it. And now for some side-by-side comparisons. Here is the Blue Eyes White Dragon right beside the Sengoku Asteroid Gundam Master Grade. So I think by height, by a smidge, this is just slightly taller, but of course by wingspan, Blue Eyes White Dragon got it. But I think in terms of bulk, definitely Blue Eyes White Dragon. And here is also figurized standard amplified Digimon in Pyridomon final mode. Piece fell. So now this was a bulky kit. A review about this one on my channel. But Blue Eyes definitely has a bigger wingspan. In terms of bulk, it's kind of hard to state because this is bulky, but this is bulky in a different way. In terms of length, I would say the Blue Eyes White Dragon has more bulk to it, whereas the Imperial just has bulk and limited width. Or just as a figure entirely. Okay, and here is beside Master Grade, Senenju Stein, version KA. So this one definitely has height to it, for sure. And lastly, here's it beside high-end master model. Oh, it's not expecting that. The Genosaur. So in terms of bulk, and there you go. Sorry about that. Yep, here is the high-end master model is always Genosaur beside the Blue Eyes White Dragon. So in terms of height, definitely this one gets it. In terms of length, I'll say it's pretty close, actually. Pretty close. The Blue Eyes White Dragon definitely have a slimmer build, whereas the Genosaur definitely more bulk to it. That's it for comparisons. And now to show you how to properly put the Blue Eyes White Dragon on the action base. I said during the parts video, this kit comes with two connection pieces, both on the underside and on the back side, where you can attach the action base piece there on one of these two. So, to renovate for the bottom, you take this piece out, put it to the side, put this piece there, and then you're gonna have something like this. And so I'm kind of thankful that this kit comes with action base. To me, every kit that comes with action base is always a really good plus. And with this kit, it's almost, it would be criminal not to add an action base to this kit. So definitely glad that Bandai decided to do that. And it really shows just how big the wingspan is, especially for aerial positions such as this. It really gives that, to me, an intimidating look for the Blue Eyes White Dragon. And even the show, it does have that intimidating factor. So this really shows that. But I really do like the fact that you can do so many different poses with the action base, not just in the aerial mode, but of course with a different action piece. With a different connection piece, you can do a pose such as this. So a really big plus there, the fact that this comes with two different connection pieces to attach to the action base, really to me stands out that Bandai didn't need to do that. One would have been sufficient, but the fact that gave us two for this kit, I can understand why. For this kind of pose, more like I guess you can say an aerial attack pose, but still, very nice touch. Very nice. And now for the my personally best part of the review videos is the my full review, the good, the bad, and everything else in between. Let's start with the good. The good is the color. Like I said before a few times, that I am happy that they decided not to do a base white on this kit. And even like in the show and like in cards, the Blue Eyes White Dragon, the white was never really white. It wasn't never like flat base white. There was always something added to it to make it stand out. So I'm kind of glad they kept that along with the kit as well. The spikes was a really big touch. I thought I'm well aware that the standard amplified line, of course, makes sort of figures like stand out a little bit more. Add spikes, make it bigger, maybe a few differences compared to the base kit or the base character design of said character. But it works with this. I really like the tail, as stated in the parts video, is very reptilian-like. And of course, since dragons, or for the most part, depending on what you read, is mainly reptilian, full of scales, this really adds to that aesthetic. Another thing is articulation, especially for the aerial poses. I'd say for aerial poses, it works well. And the fact that this kit came with not just an action base, but two different connection parts they can use for the action base is a really big plus. Another good part about this kit, it was actually pretty simple. It wasn't hard for the most part. With the exception of the wings, everything else was pretty good and pretty standard. So I'm kind of happy with that. Price range, I would say this is the average price for a kit. I know online might be, got this for less than $60. Other areas could be less than $50, or if you just want to weigh it out, that's fine too. Now, that's about it for the good, the bad. I would say, even though I mentioned the articulation is really good, as I stated, it's best for aerial poses. Now, without the action base, can you get it in certain poses? Yeah, like as I do here, but this kit was mainly used to have aerial poses with the action base, which is not a big deal. I was just saying, this is just me being nitpicky, but this is mainly for aerial poses. But in terms of that, the articulation does work with this kit pretty well. Another bad is the wire that comes with it. Even though it gives a certain way to move the tail and neck, I would say it's kind of like limited. I think it's actually a little bit better if you just added ball joints to certain parts. At the tip of the tail there, you see it's actually bent upward. The wire is not there, so I think it's actually better without the wire. Another bad, even though I did like the spikes because it gives that aesthetic look to this kit, just be careful. Some of them are kind of pointy, some of them are not. You just gotta be careful with that. The teeth, not sharp enough to pierce the skin, but it's pretty sharp, so just be careful. Another negative, and I did mention this just a little bit ago, is the way how to assemble the wings. Now you would think it was pretty simple based on the instructions, but like I said during the parts video, that there's a little lip in the wings that you gotta put the clear bluish translucent part in. Now it doesn't really tell you the instructions, so just be careful with that. If you do that, then that way the plastic pieces, especially here, can fit nicely. Whereas there's a little opening there, just because I've even tried to disassemble it, but some areas to assemble was not as easy to take apart. So just be careful with that. Now, that aside, this is a pretty good kit. Now, the biggest question is this a kit worth getting? I would say so. I would not recommend this kit to be a beginner kit. I recommend like high grade gunpla kits to be beginner. I would say this would be intermediate build. If you've done master grade gunpla, then this kit should be easy enough for you as well. But yeah, this should not be a first kit for any modern kit builders. But I would say this is a pretty solid kit to add to your collection. Whether you are a fan of Yu-Gi-Oh!, fan of the Figuarts standard amplifier line, or just want something that has a nice little, I'll say, put on the shelf. I'll say a nice, or even a display case. Actually, a display case, I highly recommend more than a shelf. But yeah, but that's just my opinion. Thank you all for watching. This was a fun kit to review and a fun kit to build. Of course, from my good and bad and everything else between, you can decide if there's a kit worth getting. But again, just my opinion. But I have fun time with this kit. A little bit, just a slight aggravation, but other than that, pretty solid. But with that being said, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell for more video updates. My socials are down below. And there are two videos here. One is the most recent, which I discuss each part of this kit in a bit more detail. The wings, the action base, legs, body, head, everything. And one video here that YouTube picked out. So, without all that being said, thank you again for watching, and until next time, keep on building.